your eyes for a moment. Imagine that your whole world, the faces of your friends, the color of your favorite toy, the path to your front door, are all set of vibrant photos. Now imagine those photos are slowly being dipped in ink. One by one, they fade, edges blur, and colors vanish. It did not happen all at once for me. It was a slow and quiet theft. In 2012, when I was 14 months old, my photos began to fade. A tumor had settled near the center of my brain. I underwent through a surgery that saved my life but claimed my sight. And it also meant my body could no longer produce the hormones it needed to grow. For many, this sounds like a tragic end of a story. But what if the ink wasn't there to destroy the photos? What if it was beginning of a process so slow and so beautiful that it takes a decade to see the results? Today, I want to talk about the Pearl strategy. It is an idea where the very thing which often tries to break you is the only thing which makes you shine. In the ocean, a pearl is a miracle of patience. It starts with a grit. A sharp grain of sand cuts into an oyster. The oyster cannot eject the grit, so it has to live with it. The oyster starts coating the grit with thin, microscopic layers of nacre, tiny crystals which cover the grain of sand day after day, year after year. My years of homeschooling were my naivety phase. While other children were in bustling classrooms, I was in a quiet room with my mother, where she taught me the language of touch. In our world, if something is slow, we think it's failing. We want instant results. But the nature builds the roots before the branches. I wasn't just waiting to get better, I was layering. Spent my days learning ancient shlokas and practicing meditation. These are all not just habits, these were the layers of nacre protecting my spirit. I realized that while my eyes could no longer see the world, my vision for my life was getting clearer than ever. When I finally entered a mainstream school in Pune, I hit a new kind of grit. I sat in a classroom where everything was visual. The teacher wrote on a board I could not see. The textbooks were filled with pictures I could not understand. It was here I discovered a harsh truth. Inclusion is not as same as integration. We often think putting a child in the same room as others is inclusion. But being in the same room is not as same as being the part of conversation. I felt like a guest in my own education. I was dependent. I needed a hand to hold to read just a single sentence. But this struggle became my second opportunity. I realized we didn't just need more help. We needed an architecture of autonomy. Autonomy is the power to do it yourself. It is a shift from can someone read this to me to I can read this by myself. I experienced it through a learning tool that made braille learning interactive by creating space for play, sounds, and instant feedback. But the breakthrough wasn't the tool, it was the shift in my identity. When a child discovers an answer by their own, they stop seeing themselves as a problem to be fixed and start seeing themselves as a person with potential. When I presented this idea to national leaders, it wasn't just a sales pitch, it was proof. The proof that if we design a system that prioritizes autonomy, not just charity, we expand participation, possibilities, and dignity for millions of individuals who are still waiting to get access. Success is often measured in fleeting accolades. Yet I believe The most enduring work is done without attachment to the spotlight. My commitment is to the process of nation building, of a future where accessibility is a standard, not a feature, where every classroom acknowledges presence of every child. I was deeply shaped by a personal philosophy which emphasized on doing the meaningful work without attachment to this recognition. It taught me to give fully to the cause while staying grounded and beyond ego. My brother Ayansh is a daily reminder that success and progress is only meaningful when it is collective. I'm not seeking titles, I'm seeking the responsibility of ensuring that we grow together. In our life, we are all facing our own grit. You must be in a dark room right now. A career setback, a personal loss, or a dream that feels like it's being dipped in ink. My message is simple: stop trying to throw away the hard part of your life. Instead, start layering them. Layer your days with patience. Layer your work with good heart. Layer your challenges with the intent to serve. It might take 4 years, it might take 10 years, but if you keep layering, one day you will find that the very thing which tried to destroy you is exactly what made you rare. Growth is slow and it is quiet for a long time. It almost feels like nothing is happening. But one day it looks like everything. For a long time, I thought that the ink had won. I thought that being 14 months old and losing the light meant the story was over. But my family and the grit of my struggle taught me a secret. Stop trying to throw away the hard part of your life. Instead, start layering them. And we spent a long time trying to wash away the ink, trying to fix our circumstances. But light is not something you see, it's something you become. There is a shlok that became the heartbeat of my journey. It is a reminder that even when the photos fade and blur, the power to rise remains entirely within us. And the shlok is Uddharedatmanatmanam Natmanam Vasadayate Atmai Vahatmano Bandhu Ratme Ripuratmana. It means that lift yourself by your own efforts. Don't let yourself degrade. You are the greatest friend of yourself, as you can be the greatest enemy of yourself. I realized that the grit didn't come to destroy me, it came to introduce me to myself. My name is Prathamesh Sinha, and I have realized that the most beautiful things in the world are not something you see, they are felt and then they are built. So, thank you so much, everyone, for listening so patiently. Thank you so much, everyone. That was my talk.